which is maintained by the emperor.
Yeah. Okay, so we're doing a BBC radio interview with Marshall, and we're focusing on what he's written, where he's lived, and the Nero plot, which his friends were involved with, and we're ending with some of his poetry. And that is our plan so far.
Alright, our author is Terrence, and what we're doing is we're doing a production of his play Phormia, which is about these two brothers who are left under the charge of a slave and fall in love with two women they're not supposed to be, and their father gets very angry. And so we're finding the things we're supposed to do.
So our author is Ovid, and we're doing a satirical documentary, and we're making fun of all the documentaries we watched in class.
Our group is doing the poet Virgil, and what we're doing is sort of an interview setup. So we have Virgil and an interviewer in the same room, and they're just going back and forth and talking a little bit about his life and his works and how he went about his normal days, and then a little bit about his death. So we have him kind of as a ghost figure in this situation.
Our group is working with the author Plautus, and he was a Roman playwright who wrote mainly comedies. And for this one, the play we're working with is called The Swaggering Soldier. And in it, a soldier who was very popular with the ladies fooled around with one man's wife, and to get revenge on him, what they did in Roman times was ancient Roman, they would castrate the offender. And so we're working on the end scene of the play, and in it, they're about to castrate the soldier, and to avoid getting castrated, he jumps onto an altar while the slaves beat him, and he's screaming, "No, please don't castrate me."
So our poet is Catullus, and we're going to have a radio interview, whereas we're going to bring him back to life, and then we're going to ask him basic questions so the audience can get this idea of who he really was back in the day. And then we're going to have him read one of his poems, and it just so happens that the poem that we're going to have is going to be about Lesbia, his old lover, who he's head over heels in love with. And then after that happens, we're going to have Lesbia bump into him and make a very awkward confrontation, and that's basically going to be our interview.
We have Pliny the Younger, and we're going to do a TV show where you bring back dead people to life and you ask them a bunch of questions, and he's going to describe his witness of the Vesuvius eruption, and we're going to do clips going back and forth between his description and volcanic eruptions in the video.